Hello everybody, how's it going? Superfiend here, and welcome back to Planet Coaster Whacky World. As you can see here, I've done a little bit more off camera, although not much. I took some time to play with the shapes in the scenery, the basic shapes here, and I just made these silly little caricatures that will be staring at the guests as they walk into the main park entrance. Yeah, I haven't added any of the planners here. And then I zoomed out a bit and I kind of stared at all this empty space and I thought, what do we want to fill it with? And I basically divided the park up into a few sections here. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 sections. And I think the center area here, all I did to make these paths there was select grid off of here. I just worked off of this grid to block out this section. And what I think will eventually happen here is this will maybe be sunken down and filled with water and kind of create some flat rides around the edges. That'd be a good spot for like the bumper cars and some of the other flat rides, family rides, and kind of out over here build one of those long or tall tower things so that you have a really nice view as you walk into this area of the park. I think over here I want to do some sort of Western themed area. I want an underground minecart ride. This would be a good place for the log flume. Maybe the Connie Express, although I don't know if they'll ride a Connie Express that just kind of goes in a circle. Not an exact circle, but just a closed loop with only one station and some scenery. I don't know if they'll go on that. And over here, I'm thinking some sort of pirate theme, maybe a little bit jungle-ish, some jungle scenery. And over here, just a few big coasters that are more exciting, like the Giga Coaster, something like that. Okay, so what we want to do here, and then I also thought about where do I want to start building next, because this is kind of a tricky transition. We want to move the park entrance from down here over to here. And so we're going to want to take all of this stuff here and move it somewhere else. And as soon as we move this, it's going to kick everybody out of the park. We're going to lose a lot of money. It's going to create issues. And we also want to have some other attractions where we're going to start building up our themed areas so that as they come into the new entrance, they can head over into the things that we've moved and they can head over into the new stuff. It's going to be a little bit far away from the park entrance, so by the time they get over to where they are, they're going to be kind of cranky, and it's going to affect our guest happiness and a few other things. So it's kind of tricky when you start a park like this with everything clumped up right near the front, and then you're trying to transition into a more organized sectioned park. And also without having a complete monorail station, the guests, like for example, let's say we took all this and we moved it over here and then we started building stuff over here. Without a monorail connecting the two sections of the park, they have to go through these long walks to get there. And they get really tired, hungry, and angry when they have a big walk like that with no scenery and no rides to go on and nothing to do. And like I said, as soon as we move things, it's going to affect our monthly profit, and we won't be able to sustain them being unhappy for too long at a time. So what I want to kind of start doing in this episode is kind of start building a coaster over here, or at least lay out some of the pathways for this pirate jungle area, and just start building up some of the rides there. I want to put I think some of the swings. I want to put a Hellion ring over here. I want to build some sort of one of these coasters. I want to build one of these that kind of goes in a little temple. And there, I don't have the coaster yet, but there is a suspended coaster that looks like you're in a stingray. I want to put one of those over there and maybe have it fly through a cave with a lake. And that Kraken animatronic. Do we have that yet? What animatronics do we have? This guy right here. Kind of go into a cave and then have him roaring at them as they go flying by. I think that would be fun. But really, we don't have a lot of options for what we can build because we're still doing our research. So what I want to do is I want to keep up with the research. And let's see, what's this? Okay, it doesn't really matter which one we pick. Let's go ahead and spend the maximum we can per month. And of course, we're still trying to get that monorail station. Let's go through here really quick and see if we can get away with charging a little bit more on some of these. I think we can. I think this one they might be willing to pay 18. Let's just speed it up and see what they do. And a few of them walked away. Well, now it broke down, so. And let's see, what about if we increase this to 14? See if they're still going on it. Okay, we had one person walk away. 14 is good. Let's try 16. Really want to get some money. Where's our mechanic? Okay, just got that fixed. So let's see if they're going to go back on it with that new price. They are doing so. Let's try to raise it up a little bit higher. And we'll see what happens. Trees in the way. Okay, they're still paying it. Let's go ahead and slow down for a sec and look at our research. The Iron Horse. Magic Twirl. A cleaner, brighter future. I think finally this is the monorail. And never goes out of style. I don't know what that is. Let's go ahead and get the fairy tale scenery. 1500. Oops, wouldn't close. Okay, so they're paying those prices. Let's go ahead and start working on the paths over here. Just want to check our monthly income real quick. Before we do the paths, what if we were to, what's our guest count? Now they think the little arrow is expensive. So maybe we should go over and just drop that back down to 14. I think it was at 12 at the beginning of the episode. Let's try 14 for a while. And what else are they saying? Okay, how are our shops doing? They're all making money. Freaky Flyers is not making money every month. I wonder why that is. Maybe because it's not aging yet. It's interesting. I'm not sure why they're not excited about it. Maybe these other rides are just that much better. Okay, let's just check the staff real fast. This person's not happy. Who are you? You're the Rex. He needs to be paid more. His training is $237. We're only paying him $230, so let's just pay him $240, and that should take care of his unhappiness. Okay, now we can go work on the paths. So a while back I said I like to build my paths 8 meters wide, and for main pathways going into new areas I like to do 2 8-meter paths adjacent to each other. So we got 8 meters. Go ahead and adjust that to a length of 1. And let's just see, where's the snapping here? Okay. And does this one... Okay, let's just do this to start. And now let's see if we can... Okay. So now this could get a little bit tricky. So as long as that gets... So we'll just do something, I don't know, kind of like this maybe. And I'm going to go ahead and delete some of this path. No, are you kidding me? Now it's obstructed. Okay. Okay, don't connect to each other. I don't want you to connect to each other. Let's see. It joined up for a second on the end. That actually would have been okay. Where is that? Okay. So when it wanted to join up like that, hitting Control stopped it. Oh, for Pete's sake. Had to turn off the angle snap for a moment. Okay, let's go see if we can clean up this section over here. Okay. There we go. It's just a little finicky. And I don't mind that there's this little trailing gap in between them. What we can do with that, if you turn the angle snap back on, and you just look for a spot in here where it snaps, and sometimes you can join it back up to the path next door. Let's see if we can do that on any of this. No, that one's not wanting to do it. Maybe if we make it 4 meters, we might be more inclined to. Okay. Let's see. There we go. I know I've been able to do this in the past. So I think the issue is that maybe they're just a little bit too close to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and change it back to 8 meters. And just clear it all out. Okay. So I'm going to turn off angle snap so I can slide it over just a little bit. Okay, this is going to work better. So this time I'm going to leave a little bit more space in between them. And that should allow to connect the paths in between really nice. And then you could put some plants or something in the middle there. Okay. Now if we go back down over here, see. And just close up some of these gaps. There we go. How about there? Okay. So this is going to bring us into kind of a piratey jungle area. And let's see. We need a Hellion ring, or whatever that thing is called. We don't have it yet. Let's try, this guy's still unhappy. Let's train him a little bit more. See the research. Okay. Get the kickflip. Fairy tale scenery. Let's see. Compressed air swinging into action. This could be the Hellion ring, 1500. And we also want to make sure that we can get some coasters. Let's just try this one. Which one was that? There we go. Okay. And what I'm thinking we're going to do is we'll kind of have the Hellion ring here in a temple and kind of raise the ground up and put the chairs on top. If we have those yet, we don't. See, we're at a point where we really just need to now crank through the research so we can get all the game options and everything that we want to build. And while we're waiting for that, let's just finagle these paths a little bit more into what we want them to be like. So I think this is kind of going to extend back this way. Whenever they join up at the end there, if you just hold control, we'll stop them from doing that. And let's see. I'm tempted to flatten this terrain out a bit. I think this is where I want to put this coaster inside the little temple. Let's just see how big it is. So this coaster station will probably go about here. And then this could be the temple and scenery, or maybe we'll build it out kind of out here. So I think just this area here needs to be flattened. Let's go ahead and get the flatten to foundation tool. Turn up the intensity and the size. What are we at? 19,000. See how much money this costs. Okay, so that was a few hundred. Let's just go ahead and flatten all this out for now. Okay. And let's get this coaster station back out. Yeah, so I'm thinking this attraction probably going to go about here. And how close are we going to want it to be to the main path? Okay, let's make the path a little bit longer. About like that. And again, hold control whenever they're wanting to join up in a way that you don't like. Okay. Let's go ahead and speed things up for the research. And we're still making a good monthly profit. Let's just check the Rex guy. Okay, he's getting happier, so that's good there. 2,000. And now we can start building the coasters and other things that will be over here without ever opening them. But it really is ideal to have a handful of things already kind of built and ready to go when we open up this area. If we don't have them ready to go, then, you know, we don't want people walking like all the way in here and then all the way down here to go on one ride, and then there's nothing else for them to do in this area, and then they go all the way back that way to go on these things when we move them. That's just gonna tank the park's ability to keep guests happy, and so we certainly don't want that to happen. Cleaner, brighter future. Yay, we finally got the monorail. And let's see, burning rubber. I think these are the go-karts. I would like to make sure that we can get the Hellion ring and the swings, because those are the rides I want to put over here. I also want to put, there's a one of those boat rides that swings back and forth. That would be a good ride to have in a pirate themed area, jungle themed area. And I'm going to go ahead and flatten the terrain just a little bit more, keeping an eye on the money. Don't want to suddenly go bankrupt because I decided I didn't like these hills. Okay. And so I think, let's see, they're going to walk in this way. And we want a monorail station to come in through here too. I think the monorail in this area will probably let them off kind of over here. Makes the most sense to me. And let's go ahead and just create a building, a simple building, as a placeholder for where we think that monorail might go. I'm going to use the panel. And I don't know how long the monorail station is, but I think it's 8 wide. Actually, we could check now. Let's just see. Yeah, okay, so it's 8 wide. We're just going to go ahead and do this. And let's put a sign on it, a sign that we can edit. Nope. Building. It's the one, property, editable text. Here's the filter. And where's the really big wood one? This one. Let's just go ahead and write monorail. Turn it around. Okay, so some sort of monorail station will probably go about there. And maybe we'll need another one kind of over here for this area. We got some more research. Let's stay up on the research. That's what this episode's about. We got the dragon, little kiddie coaster. Hammer swing. I don't think I've ever built one of those. And a tri-storm. Okay, let's see here. Family never goes out of style. A jumping giant thrill. I don't know which one that is. And let's get another coaster. 3,000, 1,500, and 1,500. Okay. And the game speed is still on the highest speed because we're just trying to burn through this stuff. Where's our prestige at? This ride is still not even aging. This one's almost there. The carousel. We could rebrand it and probably will be using the rebrand feature for these when we finally move them over to their new locations. And Freaky Flyers is not aging yet. Okay. 5,000 that month. It seems like a lot. Little arrow is broken down. Okay. So just want to make sure I'm not crazy and that we don't have a Hellion ring sitting in there. Let's go ahead and think about how we're going to build this this coaster, this crazy one coaster. I'm going to go ahead and put the track down. And let's see. I think we could probably put it about here. Gonna get out of that mode. And we'll just call this Hidden Temple. Not very hidden yet. And I think the way this is gonna work is, let's see. We'll do an 8-meter piece coming off of here. Not there. Kind of come by it this way, like this. And then that pathway will meet up with these other two. Okay, come on, you. All right. And this will maybe meet up. I don't know, something like that. Okay. See, a jumping giant thrill, that's the forge. Hyperspin. Hyperspin sucks, nobody likes it. Carousel into the sky. And completely gyroscopic. Soaring high. 1500. 1500. See, we're just going to wait for this one to finish. What do we got? Spiral coaster. Completely gyroscopic. Burn-in rubber. Coal transporter. I think this is the minecart type ride. Okay. Now, having put that there and this path, so they'll walk off through here, and we can fill this in later with some nice jungle scenery, some rocks, maybe a little bit of hills. And that way, this ride, this attraction is going to be tucked away off the main path, but very easy to get to and very accessible with these nice wide paths that should help keep the congestion of the queues in the park down. Yes, I know the ride is incomplete. It's going to be incomplete for a long time. Let's go ahead and move it back to there. And let's just start working kind of on a queue. So let's see, how's this going to work? Now, in thinking about this in my head, I think I want the queue to actually be underneath the ride, underneath the coaster station. And also a little bit off the ground. So how we're going to do that, I think, is we will go into the building pieces, turn off the filters, building material. We want walls, not stucco. The sandstone. I'm trying to remember which one makes a good hidden temple. material. I think it's the sandstone. The lime plaster's not bad. Nah. Yeah, okay. It's going to be the sandstone. That's what we're going to use. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just start off with a 2-meter wall. And we're going to build it flush with the pathway. Well, sort of. The pathway's not flush at all. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's see, how far back is it going to go? Whoops. I think it'll go back to there. Let's see, how big is this? I think this is 3. Yeah, okay. I think it's 3 wide. So, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go ahead and put a couple flat pieces on here, flat roof pieces. 1, 2. And now we can select the path. Select grid. This one here, we want cues. I'm sorry. And let's see. I think it'll come in like this. And let's see how big. This is not a very big coaster station. So I think I want the coaster station to be above this. So I think it's about this big, and then for the queue to come out kind of underneath it and then go around and come up to the coaster station. So in order to make that work, okay, let's see what we get out of this. Okay, so it'll come in through there. And then in order to get these paths lined up nicely, it's almost like a double-story queue, except the coaster station is the second story. So in order to do that, we need a 4-meter wall piece. So put that there, and then we need these flat pieces. Okay, and now if we go to paths, queue, select grid. Now I think that should connect nicely to the one below. Let's see. Maybe we need to do that first. That did it. And now, if we go back into this building and we select just these pieces and duplicate them, let's see if we can get the coaster station in a nice spot. Okay, so if we do a move on the coaster station and then hit, oops, not Z, X, now we can lift this up. Now, how high does this need to be before we can place a coaster station above the path? Or maybe if we turn off the collision, let's see. Yeah, it's kind of too low, so let's see. It says we can put it there. That could work, and see, now it's colliding with the path back there. Okay. can't move it back. Okay, right there. And then the question is can we build the track off of that? Or is the track going to be hitting people in the head? I don't know. But if we can get away with this, this is really kind of what I'm hoping for. Let's go ahead and accept that for now. Let's go back into the building. I'm going to duplicate these one more time. Except I'm going to delete the bottom piece. Let's see. Let's go back to the path, the queue, select. Deselect. Will this... There we go. So we could have the coaster station, the queue do this. Let's check our research real quick. I know some of it has completed while we were goofing off with the coaster station and the pathway there. Got a Zozo. Zozo's really popular. Spin, spin, spin. Don't know what that is. Bump around. Must be the bumper cars. And a wooden coaster or Titan versions. Let's go ahead and do that. 3,000. We're going to do the maximum that we can. Okay. And we'll go back to goofing off with this coaster station. Let's see. Actually, let's go back to the building. Okay, let's try this. We'll duplicate those. We'll duplicate them again. And one more time. I just want to have some frames of reference for when I go to move the coaster station again. Because we can't, with the coaster station, you can't just do advanced move from selecting. You gotta do move first, which screws up where it is. Actually, maybe if you just... Yeah, see. Ooh, if you hit the move and then hit X really fast. There we go. Because what it wants to do is it wants to snap to wherever your mouse cursor is. So this could work, kind of like this. And let's see if we place the entrance right here. Oh. Okay. Where are they going to get on and where are they going to get off? Okay, let's go ahead and edit. They're going to get on the right, off on the left. Now it's obstructed. Okay, so we need to move this again. So let's just slide it over there. Hit OK. Edit track, station, change that. Done. And then nope. Let's see if we put the mouse down here on the blue bar and hit M. Oh man. Okay. Well, that's all right. We know where it's going to go. There we go. And lower it down just a little bit. That's pretty close. Now let's see if we can place the entrance right here. We can. It didn't connect up for us. All right, there we go. So this is going to be some sort of hidden temple ride. They'll come through here. The queue is underneath the coaster station. and then they'll pop up this way. And I think when it leaves the station, it'll go back out and around, kind of over this area, and then go up a chain lift, and then the first parts of the ride will actually be above here, and this could all be part of the temple. Not quite certain exactly what it's going to look like, but you know, just getting the station built and part of the queue is like step number one. Probably want to take this pathway just a little bit back so that we can kind of fill this in with some bushes and make it jungly, a little bit more hidden. And yes, we know it's incomplete. Saw that we had some completed research. Let's see what these ones are. Okay, we got a suspended coaster. We got the bumper cars and an elixir. Twisting, lifting, twirling, completely Okay, we'll go ahead and do these two. I want the Hellion ring, an eccentric classic. This could be the swings. Okay, 1,500 on each of these. Yeah, whoops. Okay, there. Okay. And I think that is a good point to tie off this episode. When we come back, we may work on this just a little bit more, make sure that the coaster can come out of there. Probably going to get the Hellion ring pretty soon and a few of the other family rides, and we'll just kind of start putting them down where we think they're going to go here in the park. And we'll just kind of flesh this area out some, and then when we have enough money, it's climbing up pretty quickly since we bumped up our prices. We'll take all this stuff, and I think we'll just slide it over this way and connect these paths, and then delete that exit. And then when people come in, they can walk through here. They can go on some of these rides, and then go on our original rides through a short walk over here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Hope you're enjoying the series, and have a good afternoon.